remember, you don't want to be an average agent. What does an average agent do? An average agent just goes, hey, are you looking to buy and sell? Hey, here's your online assessment, but with no plan. And that's why real estate agents have a bad rep. So that's why for us real estate agents, especially who are lead generating, we need to make sure that we go above and beyond. A lot of people already hate when we call anyways because of shitty experiences. Not from us,
Right.
but people, from what people heard. So we are the change that we're going to do to help the stigmas of real estate agents, because we're not bad people. We're actually really great people. But unfortunately, there's a lot of people who don't do homework, who didn't really have people's best interests, that now give us a bad rap. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Good.
That's good. That's good. So how's everyone doing this week? You guys getting some Meskula bookings? Any wins? Don't be shy. Don't bite. At least not yet. No wins? No nothing?
I've been with Meskula. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I've been with Meskula for about 3 weeks, and I've had 4 in-house appointments actually.
Nice.
And I've got 2 bookings today and 1 more on Monday for phone. So just kind of getting used to the system. I'm in Canada. I'm
Nice.
in just north of Ontario. So
You're in York region? Because I'm in Durham.
oh, I'm in Barrie.
Oh, okay. Nice. Simcoe.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Nice. How's the market up there?
It's good. It's starting to pick up, I think, with the summer being over and the rates kind of settling in. Starting to get some action. It's just it's convincing the clients that their house isn't worth what they think it's worth, but that's goes with the territory. You just have to edge them into it. And but definitely expecting a great fall and great winter. I think we're positioned to do well.
For sure, I would say so. Right now, we're holding about 10 listings, so it's just painful in some capacity. Obviously, in our market, anything under that 800 freehold is doing well. Once we get over that hump, it has to be super priced accurately. So I agree with you. Whatever they're thinking, whatever you're thinking, you got to go a little bit lower. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in our market here. But yeah, so congrats, man. What do you feel, Dwayne, is helping you book these appointments?
Excuse me?
What do you feel is helping you book these in-person appointments? Do you have a script? What do you think is?
No, I've been I've been in real estate for 12 years, been in sales for 35. So I just, based on my experience and what I do, I just try to, I call it pull conversation. I find out what's important to them and then start talking based on what's important to them. So I'm not, so it doesn't sound scripted or like I'm pushing. It's a lead. It's not a listing. It's a lead. And I just treat it as a lead. And I take one step up the ladder at a time and just get to know them and find out what's important to them. Why are you considering listing? What are your thoughts? Where are you heading? I found that works more than just pushing my scripting, trying to list their house. If I'm finding out what's important to them and getting inside their headspace first, I find it works a lot better for me. That's kind of the strategy I use. So
yeah, for sure. So that makes sense. So that's good, man. And then when you find that you're in the house, how do you feel that you're for like getting the listing? Do you obviously these are like more information sessions. You're going there, you're building that rapport, you're doing the tour, you're giving them value. Are you planning with them to kind of get to the market, or are you just kind of like touching base afterwards?
Well, my end goal is to get them to the market for sure. But when I'm walking around the house, I try to looking at pictures on the wall, just trying to connect with them. It's all about building a relationship.
I agree.
And I find that's worked out the best. And it's nice that the leads that I'm getting are just in Barrie, which I find really helps with this, because lots of times if I'm getting a lead in Alliston or getting a lead in, I follow them for sure from other lead generation companies that I've used in the past. But like the one the other day, I was there for an hour and a half and I said, I used to live like a block and a half from you. It's connecting with the people and getting to know them. And I think that works the best. Is just they want to know that you care about them and that about their house, about their community. And I just try to keep pulling strings to connect us together somehow, find a common ground, and then just it warms the lead up a lot better.
I totally agree with you on that. So great job on that. So thanks for sharing, Dwayne, and then we'll go through some other stuff during this call. But glad to hear that you're getting some sort of success there. How is anybody else doing with these leads? Any good calls? Any aha moments? Anything at all?
I got my first listing this week.
Yay! Congratulations.
It wasn't in my area. I got it by mistake somehow, but it wasn't too far. And they were ready to list because the homeowners association was giving them a hard time about smoking or something.
Yes.
So they were ready to list. and I got the listing, and now I'm working with them to rent another unit.
Nice. Congratulations. So
Thank
great
you.
job. So Meskula leads do work,
Yes, they do.
which is amazing.
I've
Sorry, my apologies. What were you saying?
I've had a lot of in person, like when I do get their information to do the CMA, I tell them that I have to deliver it to them so I can explain how I got the value, and I give them a gift, and that's how we just establish rapport. So I have a few that are going probably to list with me, but they're not ready yet.
For sure. Great job. And
So
what kind of
that's
gift do you bring, just so people can understand a little bit? I think that's a great
I,
idea.
I, I went on Amazon and I got these Everlast flashlights, and they come in a pack of six, and they're different colors. They're
Cool.
$15. And
Cool.
then there's a black cord around it, so I punch a hole in my business card and I
Perfect.
put that through, and then I write on my card for a bright future.
Oh, that's amazing. I
And
think
I even tell them that it comes with a lifetime supply of batteries. So if they ever need batteries, call me and I'll drop them off.
that's amazing. And I think
Yeah,
that's
so
it's a great way to think outside of the box, right? And that's what you want
right,
to do. You
right,
want to stand out.
right.
So
Most of them
great
really,
job.
they all seem to really appreciate the battery. They're even bigger than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah,
So
I bet.
yeah.
That's amazing. Well, I'm
Mhm.
happy to hear that. So first of many. So that's really good. So congrats on that, Lori.
Mhm.
Do you want to share what was maybe a winning, like, what was something that you felt that you were winning in some sort of capacity on that? Like, so what I'm trying to ask is basically what strategies you feel helped you win in that call? Because I mean, you've been with Miss School for how long?
I think this is my second month, but I've been in real estate for over 22 years. So
Yeah.
talking to people is not a problem. It's getting people to talk to me.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
so frustrating. They don't answer their calls. They don't reply to emails or texts. It's just so frustrating. So when I get somebody that will talk to me, I'm clear. I mean, I'm good.
Yeah, for
So,
sure. That's amazing. Well, so it sounds like just like keep going, keep putting your head up and keep going through your calls, right? So,
right.
that's someone's going to need your help. It's just all about timing. So if you're out there and you're just, following up and doing your calls, even though it's painful some days, you will get rewarded. So, congratulations to you, Lori. First of many.
Yeah, I'm not so good about calling. I double dial, and if I don't get an answer, I have this text that I send to them. I have
Yes,
it through Chat GPT is great to give
of
me
course.
little things. I send it, but then I don't hear from them, and I'll call back a little bit later the next day, and they still don't answer. And then I just don't call them. And I know that's bad. It's just that it's calling and getting no response is really frustrating to me.
But you know what? One thing that I would try to do and to try to help you out on there is don't expect an outcome because then you won't get
Mm,
disappointed. So that's what we
right.
do, right? Like, I mean, now I have an ISA, right? Because it's just we have way too many leads, and I'm just kind of running around. But basically, being in, where you are is essentially like I would call and I wouldn't anticipate an outcome. I would call if they are on the phone, great. If not, then no big deal. I move on to the next one because I feel that if we associate ourselves with a win or a lose from someone not answering a call, it may just be more demoralizing than anything. And I think in some capacity, it doesn't actually help you do your lead generation time. It actually makes that lead generation smaller because with lead generation, you're going through the mud, right? You're a soldier in the battlefield, first line, going through everything. So I would really try to just mind frame that, like, you're just here to call, you're here to help somebody, and if they answer, they answer. If they don't, they don't. I also put it into a position where how many times has there been someone that called you and you've answered them on the sixth call, seventh call, maybe 2 months later, and you guys connected and you needed the service and you've probably went through with it. So
Yeah, on the second double dial, I wait and and that's when I leave a message.
try not leaving a message.
At all?
Yeah,
Ever?
try not to.
Oh,
Just because then
okay.
remember they know who you are and who's calling. So sometimes, and it depends on how you leave your message. If you're just saying, "Hey, I'm Nick Moretti. I saw you on an online assessment. Please give me a call back. I'd love to chat with you about yours." that's not really motivating. Another script for that is like, hey, Nick, hope you're doing well. I saw that you requested the online assessment. I have some really good numbers that I would love to share with you. Let me know when you're available. You may be surprised.
Oh, I like that. I like that. I've been saying that I need more details to give them an accurate value.
Right.
You
But
know?
before you get there, you need to get them motivated to talk to you. So what makes someone motivated? Hearing about money, unexpected news, right? Like, oh wow, you're
Hmm.
a really good sale that just happened on your street.
Right. Sometimes I send them from the MLS, but I get no responses.
But they're not going to get responses like that generally, right? Because you haven't connected with them. So you're sending them information which they see, which is great. Sorry. Which is great, but what I would be doing is you have to make the connection first. So, another way could be like if there was a sale that came out that listed high or whatever, I would just say, hey, Nick, didn't know if you saw the new listing that just came on your street. It actually listed at a really at a higher price point. Are you available, or when can I give you a call? I'll call, or you can just say I'll call you back at 3 o'clock. If you can answer, pick up the phone, and I'd love to give you more details. Don't be,
Okay.
I feel that a lot of agents are scared for conflict. So what does conflict mean? Conflict doesn't necessarily mean that, that there's an issue with anything, but I feel that a lot of people are a little bit nervous to go outside the script, right? And I know that with Mike Ferry and all these other things, they always say, hey, yeah, it's so and so calling from whatever at those. I think that we live in a world where people are screening their calls pretty quickly nowadays, that in order to get through, you have to have some really good motivated value information that someone wants to hear, right? Even in that one there, so like for example, hey, I saw that a new listing came on the street that listed higher. This is going to impact your value. I'd love to tell you more because I think it just raised the value. Are I'll call you back at 3 p.m. if you can't answer the phone, or if not, tell me a better time.
Do you
So you have
think that do I have to pull up their property information before I call them? Because that's the thing. I pull up the property information. I have it all set up. I've looked it over, ready to talk to them. They don't answer.
For sure. So, I mean, obviously that happens sometimes, but I think that anyone that you're calling, you should at least have the subject property up so that when you're chatting with them, you can talk about their property without them giving you information. Because, there's been so many times where I'm calling people and I'm giving them information that they haven't explained to me, but I've done my homework. So now they know that I'm
Right.
a professional. So now they're going to give me a little bit more of their time because they're like, who is this guy? How does he know everything?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so
So
I should pull it up.
yeah, for
Okay.
sure, in my opinion, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
or listings on the street that just sold. So you can go, because remember, you don't want to be an average agent. What does an average agent do? An average agent just goes, "Hey, are you looking to buy and sell?" "Hey, here's your online assessment, but with no plan." And that's why real estate agents have a bad rep. So that's why for us real estate agents, especially who are lead generating, we need to make sure that we go above and beyond. A lot of people already hate when we call anyways because of shitty experiences. Not from us, but
Right.
from people, from what people heard. So we are the change that, we're going to do to help the stigmas of real estate agents, because we're not bad people. We're actually really great people. But unfortunately, there's a lot of people who don't do homework, who didn't really have people's best interests, that now give us a bad rap. Just like any industry, right? So,
Right.
but
There's good and bad. I've heard horror stories from people with their
of
agents.
course. Of course, right? But I mean, at that point, when people are getting agents like that, it's either they've hired a friend or a family member who is not you really experienced, which is causing issues, or B, they went with someone that's a 1% commission and they understand now why they are 1%.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, is representation, right? Like, we have to just make sure that we are the best candidate for what they're looking for, bring back their motive. So, hey, want to get to here in X amount of time. The market takes a little bit of time, so we should be getting this plan sooner, right? So it really just depends on all that. But I always try to be and strive to go above and beyond and give wealth of information while connecting with them, which is what everyone's doing. But,
Do you think I could start my call with, "Hi, Kathy, I have some really good news for you on the value of your home. You'd be surprised," and not introduce myself right away? And then
I would just say that. I would say that that's great. And I would say, hey, it's Lori Tillman. I would say, hey, it's Lori Tillman. I'd love to chat about. I wouldn't even say that. Hey, it's Lori Tillman. Tillman, I have some really great news about the value of your house. I'll circle back and call you around 4 or 5 o'clock. If there's another time that works better, just let me know. Send me a text. But you'll be surprised with the value there. Because
Okay.
you want to let them know, because maybe they're not going to respond back to you right then, or maybe they will, right? But what you
Mhm.
want is that saying that you're going to call back at a later time, and hopefully at that time they're going to answer. And if they don't answer, at least you called them back when you said you were going to call them back, which now builds trust. So then when you
Mhm.
call them again, maybe they'll answer the next time. Or when you call, I would send them a text message saying, hey, it's Lori Tillman. Are you available to have a quick chat? Let me know when.
Right.
You're not harassing them, right? Like, this is the thing. If they say no, F off or any of that, cool, no problem. But if they're not responding back, to me, that's a not yet. How many times have we got
Mhm.
messages or calls that, our day was busy and we haven't looked at them until very later on or the next day, and then you get responses? Because we don't
Okay.
know what especially now in this economy, everyone is doing something. Everyone is, worried about something and all that stuff. So, I feel that people need some time, and they might not come back in a day or two, but they may come back in a week or two later.
Right.
And
I'm
since you,
just afraid that from Thanksgiving to Christmas or New Year's, nobody's interested. But once New Year's is over, I think that people will be more interested in listing.
I could, but honestly, I feel that that's more of a mindset, because at the end of the day, everyone needs to buy and sell in every month.
No, no, I don't stop
It's just how motivated
doing what
they.
I'm doing. Right.
So
hmm
basically, you just need to keep mining relationships, and then they'll keep coming through.
Okay.
Because last year, I think I've had the most that I had in December in closings. I had like 7 or 8 closings in December.
Wow.
So, and then November, I did about 5 closings. And then October was pumped too. I think October was like 6 or 7 closings as well. And then January,
Wow.
we had 10 closings because we did deals in November,
hmm
right? So it just goes to show that everyone's in different scenarios. The more leads you chat to, I feel like now more than ever, there's more pull for people to list because they're leveraged,
Okay.
rather than
Okay.
having the time to be like, oh, maybe next year. But I think what everyone needs to explain to their leads this year is that we do not know what's going to happen next year. There's too many external factors that are affecting Canada and our economy. There's a lot of layoffs. There's a lot of people who are leveraged, and especially in Canada, a few things. There has been really good price points, but people are not buying yet, or they're very slow, or they want even more of a discount on those ones there. And I'm hearing that Ottawa and Saskatchewan are trying to break free from being in Canada. I think they're
Hmm.
trying to join the States. So, I mean, like, there's a lot of uncertainty that waiting next year might not be a good reason. And you can take the risk if you feel like it is. But,
Right.
now it's one of those things where it's a right, like it's certain right now we're not following the trends pattern because there's too many external factors like hurting our economy. And I'm sure you guys in
hmm
the States are feeling some sort of
We're in Florida, so it's not bad or anything. And the interest rates are coming down. They think that they're going to go down, more. So, but I like in the holiday season to tell my buyers that this is the perfect time to buy because there's less competition as far as buyers. So that seems to work.
yeah. I think that at the end of the day, every market has their own opportunities, but I can tell you in Canada right now, for all my Canada friends who are on here, it's a little bit of a bloodbath, to be honest.
Mm,
Leverage, they want high price points, but they're not getting the high price points. Even something should sell at a certain number. If it's under 800 freehold, you're good, but anything over at mill is painful right now. It's
right, right.
certain areas are just painful. So
Well,
yeah,
where I live, $1 million listings are commonplace and they're selling. So,
that's great. That's
sunny
great.
Florida.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. You
uh,
gotta go to Marco Island and sell those ones there, because everything there is like a
yeah.
million, $4 million.
Right. I'm on the other coast. I'm on Boca Raton, which is a
Cool.
pretty affluent area, but I couldn't get Boca and I really wanted it. Somebody else had it. So I had to take
Makes
another
sense.
city, but I
Yeah,
really
makes
wanted
sense.
where I live.
Yeah, for sure. Makes total sense. Well,
Mm,
congratulations on all the success so far. So let's keep going. I'm gonna just
okay.
move in here. So now, anyone, do you guys have any objections or any specific questions you guys have? I mean, I have one of my calls that I can play to show you what my calls are like. But I mean, I'd love to help you guys out because if for those of you who've been coming to my class, my script doesn't change too much. I'm really good at vibing with people. I'm really good at knowing what questions to ask, and I can close. So I'd love to like I just have four CMAs that I just booked in the last 2 days from Meskula. So you know, we're getting opportunities there. So I'd
I
love
have
to know if
a
you have any.
pretty general question.
Yeah, tell me.
So, and it's just so general and so obvious, but I just want to know your answer. How do you convert? Because I don't have any problems getting CMA appointments, but I think my barrier is converting from I just want to know what the value of my home is to let's sell your home.
So I think it comes down to a few things and how you're setting up the call, or not even just the call, but like how you're doing the appointment. Like it's a little bit starting the call, and then also when you're there, it just depends on the tone of what happens. So for example, when you're setting up the call, you're going in and you're asking about, how, no problem. Let me come in. I'll give you the true value, right? But in that call, you should be already asking questions to understand what their motivating factor is. So just give me some scenarios.
So, like, a lot of times I'll get people that was like, oh, I just wanted my home value. Because I watch a lot of the videos and everybody's like, yeah, they're asking for a reason. They want to know the value for a reason. Obviously, sometimes it's to sell, but sometimes it's genuinely just because they want to know. But with that being said, I always push for appointment regardless of what their answer is.
Sure.
And I get a lot of appointments. I have no problem getting appointments. I can call today and get 10 appointments today, but I'm not converting anybody. And I don't know if I don't know what it is, but a lot of times, like for instance, I had one yesterday where the guy is basically like, yeah, I want to sell, but I don't want to sell right now. I want to sell in the spring once everything, kind of blows
Okay, so
over.
so then what was your answer to the spring one?
It wasn't an answer. I just didn't
Okay.
say anything. I just was
So
like,
so
okay.
so so it's a script thing for you. That's the problem. So you're really good at getting the appointments over the phone to in person, which is amazing. That's one of the hardest parts. But now you're getting closer to trying to mine more listings. So what I would be saying is, hey Vanessa, I totally understand you want to look in this, you're thinking of selling this spring, but there's two things about that. Now, number one, if you were able to get your number or more, would you consider listing sooner?
Well, this guy isn't even looking for a specific number. He just wanted to know what it was worth so he can see what he was getting. When I asked him, was there a particular number? He's like, no, I don't care. I'm not looking to make a lot. I just want to know what it's worth, which I don't know if he
Okay.
was being
Okay.
truthful or not.
So let's do so okay, so I totally understand. Now, if you were able to get your number now in spring, where would you be purchasing? What are you looking to do afterwards once you get your number?
He wants to purchase a home in a specific area where most of his friends live. He's
Okay.
downgrading because his kids moved out.
Okay. Now, do you know where that area is?
Hmm.
Is there a listing?
Yes and no.
Okay, so I would be saying like, hey Vanessa, so I understand that you want to move, you have your friends there and stuff, but keep in mind there's not so much opportunity that do come out there. So you may be prepared to buying first and then selling afterwards. So I think what you need to do now that we know your number is I think that we need to go take a look at opportunities in that area when things progress and there's more things that come out. Because you want to get there from spring, but if there was an opportunity that you really like to purchase, would you consider doing it sooner? You're missing these,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
Right. And remember, like what you may want to do, especially too, like, I mean, I'm talking about trends here, but the other thing is like, hey, well, would you want to get more on your house? Because there's a different strategy that we can do to help you with that. Are you curious about it? Yeah, I am. Okay. So what we probably want to do is at the springtime, that the most misconception is that spring is the best time to list. I mean, it's not a bad time. However, it's not the best time. The best time in any business is low inventory with high demand. So when that's actually the first month, which is January, because everyone's waiting for homes to come on the market from December because the world shuts off like December 14th, right? So because of Christmas and holidays. So, as your real estate agent, my goal is to also, try to get you selling high and buying you low, right? So the way that we've been helping our clients do that is listing in January, have a 90-day close so you can see the inventory coming out. However, you just explained to me, Vanessa, that you're looking for a specific area. And, my fear is that in the 90 days that happens, you might not see the one you want and you might just be purchasing anything. would you want to just purchase anything, or you're looking for something specific in terms of finishings and type of houses? You got to role play with me here, Vanessa.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. That definitely would want to get something if I see it.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. If I was able to get you that number today, would you consider selling?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, so why don't we do this? So we have a really good tool called, we have a really good tool that we like, because there's an MLS market, right? Where everyone can see it. And then there's another market that's called the exclusive market, that high producing agents like myself, because have you heard the 80-20 rule from Pareto's law, which basically means that, 80% of the business comes from the top 20% of agents, because we all have clients, we're all doing deals, and we all know each other, and we all chat each other, consistently, right? So I'm always chatting with our agents that are looking for products in this area. Not saying that they'll get yours right away, but I have people that I can let them know, right? And then I have people that I can try to find you off-market deals in that area. Not saying that it could happen 100%, but at least I'm working towards what you want. You know what I mean? So why don't we do this? Why don't we sign an exclusive listing together? Not on MLS yet. Just, I may have to do some exterior photos. I won't do interior photos as of yet, but exterior photos, we'll load it onto our system for the price that we want, and then we'll see what happens from there. But in the meantime, if we do see anything that, is an opportunity to be in that area, then we can showcase it to you. And maybe if you want to move forward with that, then we can get your house ready to go on the market. Do you see how I'm like piecing it together?
Yes.
And I think that's the problem that you're having. I think you're giving values and you're like, okay, you want to list? Like, no. Okay. Well, thank you. And like that's you need to mix it together. That's where that is what is made, piecing it together. So you have to keep asking more questions, and don't be scared. And this is what I was talking about regarding conflict. Asking the right questions, right? We feel like we're asking questions, we're being too nosy, or we're trying to learn more, but we are trying to learn more. Because think about this: when you go to a doctor's appointment, are they asking you questions? Yes. Right? They're trying to figure it out. When you're purchasing something, is the good salespeople asking you questions about your lifestyle and what you're looking for, and bringing you to the route that you want to go? Right? So then why wouldn't we real estate agents do the same thing? So what you need to practice on is like asking and saying the word, would you consider? Because it's a light way of moving forward. The word consider is a magic word because it doesn't sound pushy, and it sounds like the ball's in their court. So what I've been trying to do, and what's been helping me get really successful, is getting clients to sign exclusive listings. Because I used to do the same thing. I used to go to a bunch of these appointments, and I used to not get them ready yet, but they're coming on there. And next thing you know, I see them sign with someone else. And what you want them to do is, once they sign with you, that means that they already want to work with you, right? So I try to get the exclusive agreement and then bring them to MLS if we don't sell it off market, because then you're locking down.
I think the biggest the biggest, hugest takeaway from what you just said that I didn't even realize was an option was getting an exclusive listing before they're ready to sell.
100%. And that's how you have to set them up. Hey, Vanessa, if I was able to get your number, would you consider, letting me chat about it to our agents and other buyers? Yes. Okay. Right.
Yes.
And
sorry. Yes.
Yeah, right. So no problem. This is how we've been helping our sellers who are not ready to come on the market yet. However, that they don't want to miss the opportunity if the opportunity comes up. And it sounds like you're in that boat, right? Because I know I would be in the same boat as you.
Okay.
And then go from there. Oh no, you know what, Nick? You can bring buyers to me, but and let them know. But I don't want to sign anything exclusive. And I would just say, hey, Vanessa, I totally understand where you stand. However, I can't really talk about listings that I don't have, because what an exclusive is you giving me the authority to talk about it and also market it to other agents and other buyers. Without that in paper, I'm now not doing that. So I mean, I don't technically have your listing, and it's kind of hard for me to do it because as our governing body, this is the way that we need to do it. And they keep saying no, then it's no. But, generally you're giving them valid reason. And I would say like this, I would say, so Vanessa, I understand what's stopping you. Why don't, it sounds like we're a great fit. It sounds like you just mentioned that if you were able to get your number, you wouldn't do it. Is there something that's moving too fast, or is there something that you're not feeling is correct? Most agents wouldn't ask that. I would, right? So
I never even thought to.
Exactly. because everyone's a little bit too scared. I'm not saying you're scared, Vanessa, but they don't know.
I am scared.
Right? It's like you got the lead. You don't want it to go on like to feel like a vibe, right? Because when it feels like different vibe, then you feel like you lose the listing. But actually, I find that sellers or leads respect you more when you're asking these pre-qualifying questions, because most people will not. One second. Sorry, I have to answer this 1 second. Hey, are you at the property? Is Yulita there? I think Yulita might be there already. Okay, let me call her. She's on her way. She should be there shortly. So I'll call her and I'll call you right back. Okay? Okay, bye. Sorry about that. It's just a buyer that I've set up for that. Sorry. So you have to answer these questions. So that's what you guys would need to do. So Vanessa, I'll come back to you. Tim, you go, and then Cindy, you can go.
Hi. Hello.
Hey.
Couple things. Hi. So talk to me about the AI voice program that you have. I heard about that. Have you
Yeah.
ever tried that? Have you ever used it?
I do. It books me tons of appointments.
It does. Okay. What would stop a person from doing that? Why wouldn't everybody be doing that?
I think it's a cost involved, but some people feel like AI may, because I've heard the call's pretty good. Sometimes you can tell that it's AI, but the most normal, like, people won't know, right? So unless they're pretty in tune with stuff, but what they're doing is like they're calling, they're just going to keep stirring the pot until they book an appointment or someone wants to unsubscribe. So I mean, to me, it makes sense. But I have also over like 3,000 leads.
So I can have it call other leads, not just the new ones coming in?
Yeah.
Okay. That might be worth it.
Yeah. 100%.
And I could load up leads that I have from another platform.
I don't know about that.
Oh, because I haven't been with Meskula that long, so I don't have that many leads from Meskula.
So I'm not too sure about that specifically. That's more of a management question. Because
Okay.
I have two different lead gen sources, but I don't connect the two. So anyway, that's just for me. So that's something.
Okay. Okay. And then from the ISA standpoint, what I heard you just say that you hired an ISA.
Mhm.
I've had several, and the biggest challenge in my mind with ISAs is
And
training
motivated.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
I've got
don't have too
yeah.
much. Sorry. I think we're both talking at the same time. You go first.
Well, I've got one now that's pretty motivated, but she's been kind of slow in the training department. I mean, I trained her, but she's not really picking it up. So I'm thinking I
Maybe she's
might
not
have
the
to
right
switch her out. I might have to switch her out, but then the next person might. The last one I had was pretty good. It was trainable, but she didn't make that many calls. She was making not enough calls.
That's the
So
problem. It's motivation and consistency. I try to find people who want to change their life. So, either again, I've been trying to find people, like, even if I go shopping or doing something and I notice the rep there is pretty good, I would extend that opportunity. I let people know in my brokerage and office knowing that I am looking for someone. So I was able to find someone like that.
so you found someone local. You didn't go overseas.
No, so I did do overseas before. It just didn't work for me. It's just like they have an accent. Consistency was hard. It's hard for me to manage people just because like I already do 50, 60 deals myself and it's still growing, right? Plus I have a team of 3 agents, right? So it's just like I'm just too overwhelmed. I have too much stuff. So my assistant is now handling that stuff. But what I would suggest is making training videos. Like I've created scripts, training videos, so I don't have to waste my time. I just have to I just have to like let them know, okay, look at this training video between one and whatever. I'll have a call. I want to hear your script. I want to hear where you're at. It takes time. That's the hard
Okay.
part. But you have to find someone super motivated. If you want someone just who's looking for just to do a job, like no, because going like Lori was saying, like when you're calling, if you're not like a salesperson and you're just getting into this, the more you call, the more unmotivated you get, right? Because no one's answering, they're not making money. I chose not to pay anyone by hour because I just don't want someone to rack up, the bill of like not really calling and then they're saying they're calling.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh
I
yeah. Okay. So how do you structure it? Do you mind
do high
sharing that?
commission. Yeah, I do high commission. I basically go, if it's under 500K, I'll give you 250, 300. If it's over 5 to 750, I'll give you 400 to 500, depending on what it is. If it's also like over 750 to a mil, I would say that you're at 600, and then anything over a mil to 2 mil, it's negotiable. We'll chat more about it, but probably about $1,000 or $800. And then if I get it signed, I'll give them half, and then I'll give them half once we close. So the first couple months is hard because they're not really making any money, but once the money starts rolling in, they'll make some really good money. I think the goal is to try to get your ISA to make at least 100 grand, because then people will, like, you get a job that you can stay remotely at home, maybe come to the office once or two times a week, right? That's what people fucking want. And if they can make money, then they're happy with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't hire them as an employee. I would hire them as an independent contractor because I don't want to worry about taxes.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. The gal I have now, she's very motivated. She's a hard worker. She's making a lot of dials. That's,
Did you give her a script?
Oh yeah. We worked on scripting quite a bit. We've got scripts. Yeah. Got all that. It's always room for improvement, but it's not like she doesn't have a few scripts, several. Yeah. I noticed there were scripts in Meskula. I believe that Meskula has scripts also. It's not
I also like coach here privately. So, I mean, if you want to let me help you with the script and doing it that way, then, I mean, we can chat about that and how to help you with that. Because my scripts are, I think maybe you're like, for example, Tim, when you're calling, let's say you get 10 people who want to chat with you about your online assessment, how many people are you booking in-house? Meaning like, okay, I got 10 leads for an online assessment. Out of those 10 leads, what is your ratio right now to do a home assessment? And there's no
I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. It's very low because we haven't converted hardly any. So then I haven't been with Meskula very long.
I think
this might be my.
I think you need scripting help. And I think once you have scripting, it will help your agent, your ISA to do it.
Well, I really believe I'm probably well above the curve on scripting, but I just don't have the time to make the calls. So I might have to just prioritize that more, I guess. But for me, it's just hard to sit. It's hard to find the time. I am fairly busy. I have quite a few referrals, but on top of that, I mean, I'm pretty much a single dad, so it requires quite a bit of work that way too.
Sure.
What
I'm saying is scripting will probably make this process a lot more easier. Not saying that you don't have the right script. It's just making your script as good as possible, right? And especially if you haven't gone to so many in appointments CMAs, then I think scripting will definitely benefit you a lot and probably help you speed up this process. Or try the AI calling.
I might try that.
Yeah.
That might be the way to go. Okay, great. Hey, thank you.
No problem. I'm here if you need anything. All right, Cindy, your turn.
Hey, I was just wondering if you had any suggestions on how to respond to, I've had 3 or 4 older people like in their 80s saying, well, I'm just calling because I'm probably not going to be around much longer and I want to know what my house is worth for my kids. And I don't know how to, they're always happy, thankful for what I've given them, but you can't really follow up and say, how do I get a hold of your kids when you're gone? What do you do with those?
So this is what you got to say. So hey, Cindy, I totally understand. I know it's good that you're always planning, every scenario of your life. However, now more than ever, we need more planning because, I'm sure that you're hearing on the news when someone passes away, how much taxes that, capital gains that, your kids may induce just from doing things. So, I mean, I think what is better than me just giving you an online assessment is, I don't know if you and your kids are available, but I would love to actually go through what your online assessment is with you and your kids, and also giving you a proper planning to pay less taxes and more to your family. Because my understanding is that your family is the world, isn't it, Cindy? Because I know mine is.
Yes.
And you would probably hate that, knowing that if this house is valued at X amount, you not knowing how much taxes you're going to pay when you're, let's say if 50% of taxes is going to your kids, wouldn't you have thanked your future self to actually book an appointment with a professional like myself to limit the gains on that and to give you more money that goes right to your family? Isn't that what you want?
Yeah, but how would you limit the capital gains now versus when he's gone?
Well, that's where you need to talk to. And so are you in Canada or in the States?
No, I'm in the States. And I did explain to this guy yesterday, and he was very appreciative, as I did tell him, like, hey, I don't know if you're aware, but if you don't have your house in a trust, your kids are still going to have to go through probate. So you need to talk to an attorney. He was very thankful about that. But again, I just don't know how to follow
So
up. I
that's where
like your
you need to
idea of
talk to a
inviting your
lawyer.
kids.
Well, this is how you would do it, right? Because at the end of the day, like, you're trying to save them money, but if what you would need to do first is get the right information on how to limit them funds, right? So basically, I would talk to one of your lawyers that you have a good relationship with, and I would see like, hey, these are the scenarios that I'm getting. Are you getting these on your end? Okay, perfect. What are things that you would recommend that most
Okay.
people don't have?
Yeah, because I know that capital gains is in the States anyways is 250,000 over what you paid if you're single or 500 if you're married. But I don't know, like the scenario you were just talking about, how that would help to have him sell now before he's
No,
ready
I'm
or
not saying to
or
sell
whatever.
now. I'm saying let's build you a
Right.
plan. And the whole point is that you're meeting him with the kids. So now the kids know you,
Okay. Perfect. Thank
right?
you.
Because you were just saying that, how am I going to get a hold of the kids, right? Obviously.
Right. Yeah.
So what you would want to do is make a planning session with them, build
Okay.
relationships with all that, because when things happen, this is the way you need to do it. And also it's like, hey, if you're going to just keep in your name, no problem. If you need appraisers, if you need someone to help you with finances, we have someone. So we'll take care of you. And you'll know that, you can rest in peace. You don't want to say it like that, but like, you can
Right.
rest assured.
Right.
Like, so
Yeah.
I think that's the way you got to do it.
Thank you.
Anytime. Okay. Yeah. So, what I can do is I'll play one of my calls quickly. I just booked a CMA yesterday. I would love to know if you guys have any questions quickly before I start playing my call here. Anything else that we haven't gone over that you may want to know? Anybody? No, you guys are good. You guys are a quiet group today.
I'd love to hear the call. I think I'm speaking for most of us.
Yeah, okay, no problem. I'm just pulling it up now. 1 second. Good old Julie. Okay.
Hello.
Can you guys hear?
Hey, Julie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's just Nick Moretti giving you a shout just for the online assessment for your home.
Yes.
How's your morning going so far?
Oh, it's going. I got a few things to do. I've got a child that just had surgery, so I don't have a lot of time.
No worries. I'll be quick.
So what we're looking for, so we bought in Lindsay. We moved from Prince Edward County.
I saw you got it like 2023, right?
Yes. Yes. So we moved here in 2023. We were on a rural property. We had 17 acres.
Yes.
But we wanted to get closer to family, and family was in Bowmanville.
Yes.
And that's where we're originally from. But Bowmanville has gotten ridiculously busy and ridiculously expensive. So we chose up here in Lindsay because the prices were better.
Yes.
So we bought a 120-year-old century home.
Yep. 1904.
In great condition, good bones. Mm-hmm. The outside was a little not kept up, but the inside was perfect. So that's what I've been doing, is just spending my time outside and refinishing everything. So I'm getting there.
Yeah.
It looks absolutely beautiful. It's got life again, and perennial gardens, and we have a nice sized yard. Our driveway is private, which is hard to find around here, and it's on the side street because we're a corner lot, so it's totally private.
You guys are by Kent and Albert.
Yeah. And then we're close to the schools and parks and all the community stuff, the library, everything's within walking distance, which is perfect for families.
Yes.
So we've decided, after being in town, which I love the convenience, but I absolutely, definitely love living rural.
You know what? It's hard when you have 17 acres or just like that rural lifestyle, and then going back to any town. It doesn't matter how great the town is. It's just
we were
tough,
rural
right?
for 12 years. It wasn't even like a couple of years. It was 12 years,
Yeah.
So, and plus,
it's hard.
This has 3 levels, right?
Yes,
because it's a
it's
fully
2.5
finished
stories.
attic, and it's a lot. I have back issues and whatnot. I love this house, but if I could make it a 1-story, that would be fantastic. But I can't. So we're looking to find like a fixer-upper bungalow or old farmhand house on like an acre or 2.
Okay.
Like somewhere surrounding here in Coeur Lake. So it's still like 15, 20-minute drive into town for what we need.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be hard to find, and we're not scared of renovations.
That's perfect.
Yeah, but we've got lots of time to find that because I don't want to put this up till spring, right?
Yeah, for sure. Is there a reason why you want to put it up to spring?
Because I don't want to move in the winter, and I know that what we're looking for is going to be hard to find. And it's going to, whatever we buy in the price point that we want to buy in is going to need a lot of work.
Right.
So I don't want to be all winter having to be doing renovations or contractors trying to do renovations, but they can't do certain stuff because it's winter.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why we were thinking early spring, get this on the market, get this sold, find what we need, and then maybe even find a rental. All depends on what renovations need to be done to the home.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's where we're at.
For sure. So, going over the notes, it looks like, so thanks for giving me a bunch of updates and,
that's all I could think of on the top of my head. There's more.
Yeah, you touched it. Don't worry. So thanks for giving me a bunch of the updates. So going over, you like you mentioned, you had the new furnace and AC, the new hot water tank, the parental gardens, large metal gazebo and landscape, stone and backyard. It's full fence, fully fenced, freshly painted just this year. Beautiful front porch, 2024. Roof was replaced in 2021, and then windows replaced with vinyl windows in 2020. And then you guys are doing 2 more windows installed into the half bath and the laundry. You guys did a great job. So this is where the market is right now. So the market is definitely, it's definitely softer. From when you bought it at $650 back in 2023, with your updates, you may be at the same or lower because of the recent sales that are selling right now. In March of this year, there was one on Colburn, so just a little bit closer to you. It was nice, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and that one was on the market for 50 days, and it sold for $635. But as we get to, where we are today, the price points are not the greatest. So, obviously being a Century home, it's a little different. It's a unique buyer that wants to be there and wants to be in Lindsay. What I'm finding,
So are you guys hearing what I'm saying before? I know I'm kind of letting you guys hear it, but do you guys see that I'm educating, and she knows her stuff, but I know the market as well, and I'm giving her a snapshot. I'm not just getting right into the values. And I think that's important because this goes to show you understand the market. You are now a professional. You're just not someone that's calling them about a home assessment. Do you see the tone of the difference? Because we're already 6 minutes in and we're pretty engaged with each other, I would say.
We have about 10 listings right now on the go, and there's a few more coming out. So we have a good range of a lot of different types of homes in a lot of different areas. We find that Lindsay is a little bit more slower.
Right now, I know.
And even Peterborough is right now. Peterborough is just painful.
Peterborough is like downtown Toronto crime. So.
No, I'm not saying you are, right? But I'm just giving you some stuff. And the reason why, these B markets are kind of a little bit more slower and softer is because now there's so much opportunity in Durham or GTA, but let's call it Durham region. And people don't have to move as far. When the prices go up really high, that's where the overspill happens. And then we get the overspill to Lindsay, Peterborough, Port Hope, Cobourg, and all those kind of things, right?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit harder. Understanding your situation a little bit more, it really, honestly, for me, it sounds like, you need to buy first. If you're looking for something specific, I think it's better.
This is where, Vanessa, this is the same script that you could be using for your future people.
Or if you see something you like and if it's the right thing, it sounds like you may need to buy first. That's a little bit painful as well too, because of, our house being, in this market being a little bit slower. I mean, we can definitely get something called sale of buyer's property condition, just basically saying that we have, X amount of days to sell our property. So at least that way we can kind of, be safe doing it that way. But, it's just hard. And honestly, there's a lot of reason why prices are falling right now. A lot of external factors, even with interest rates going down, we're not seeing a lot of active buyers, even though buyers should be buying right now. So it's one of those interesting things right now. It's like prices are attractive, interest rates are lower, and there's just very limited buyers out there right now. And they're just shopping around on best deal, to be honest. Obviously you have, not seeing your house, I mean, it sounds like your house is really, really nice. I looked at the last couple photos. I don't see everything, but I took a look at
updated photos of everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the best way to do it too, to be honest with you, is the photos are great. But I know that you have a busy lifestyle right now, but I don't know in the next coming weeks, if you want me to do a quick home assessment, I can kind of show you what's available in the marketplace and then kind of show you the comps that I'm seeing. See the updates
I'm looking too. I've been doing, this is my, let's see, where are we? 1, 2, so this is our third house that we've owned. So our first house I sold myself, and I sold it in 12 days. So it was in Clarington, in Bowmanville.
Yeah, I live in Bowmanville.
So I'm pretty, like, and especially our last sale, it took us a year and a half to sell that property.
Well, because it's 17 acres and, all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, and it was when we put it up right after everything kind of started going down in Prince Edward County. Like, it was at a hike where like, shacks were going for $1 million. And then the next thing you know, it just like plummeted. And that's when we put our... So we initially put it up for just over $1 million, and it went for $799. So it was disappointing to us.
Of course.
But at the same time, we were able to buy this house and keep our mortgage low, which was fantastic.
Do you see how she's giving me all the information? And to be honest with you, this is most of my calls. And most of the time they're like that is because I'm giving them really good information. They know that they're talking to a professional, and they know that my information, they see me, so these are where your calls need to go when it comes to these type of calls.
But where we want to be next is our retirement home. So I want it to be almost to a point where we have like under $150,000 or under $100,000 mortgage with the renovations. Do you know what I mean? Like, we want to put ourselves up, and then I want a very small home, like, because we're going to build my husband his nice garage because he lives in it anyways. So he'll have his garage, and I'll have my little small house that is easy to clean, easy, cheap to heat, cheap to cool. Like, that's my goal. It's setting us up for the future, right? So I cannot take less than what we have put into this house.
Of course.
In order to set ourselves up. So if that means that the market come spring is the same as it is now, then it means we wait another year. Like, so I don't want to go and buy something and then lose on this house because we've already bought.
No,
you know what I mean? Like, this is has to be very financially strategic for us.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Which I totally understand, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to give you obviously more accurate without seeing the property.
I know.
So that's why I think it's better for me to see it, just so I can, because you put so much money into it, right? So I would just want to make sure we can help you out in the best light, whenever that is.
Well, we can set something up for after Thanksgiving, because I've got family coming for Thanksgiving. And like I said, my child's still recovering. And so, let me look at my schedule. Hold on a sec.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, where's my... Okay, Thanksgiving week. You're saying the 17th?
Yeah.
What time are you thinking?
What works best for you?
Can we do like maybe around this time, like between 10 and 11?
Can I say 10:30 if that's okay?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. What I'll do is, this is my office number. Julie, once I hang up, I'll text you from my direct number. And if it's okay with you, we'll chat through there. Just because I'm more responsive and I'm not always by my office, right? So, so we'll do it that way. And if anything changes, just let me know. But if not, then I'll meet you then on the 17th. And I look forward to meeting you. You sound super cool. So I'm excited.
Wonderful. I can't wait to see you.
Yeah, you too. I hope your child is, doing well with the recovery, right?
Yeah, he's doing good so far.
That's good. I just have a 4-month-old, so I'm just like having no sleep right now. So we're super excited.
I've already been through that. I had triplets, and they were born preemie. Yeah, they're 29 now, so I already been through all of that.
How did you survive?
You know what? It was so much easier.
But anyways, I'm just talking to her about like life, but like that's how I'm connecting with our leads, right? So she's going to be a good one. If everything goes well, I'm pretty sure that we'll get her as her client. But how'd you guys like the call? Did you guys see anything that you guys would put in your, put in your call, or any aha moments, any scripting? You guys are all quiet now?
My calls don't go as smoothly because I don't ask as many questions, but that was good. That was really good. It's hard for me to get people to be as forthcoming as she was.
But I think it's like, I think it's the scripting, to be honest with you. Like me, like as you can see at the beginning, I'm leading but with my personality first. And I'm just trying to build a vibe with them. She was like a D personality, meaning that she knows what she wants. She's telling me what she wants. So like that's who I am as a person. So I connect with them really well. Some people are, want numbers. Some people want relationships. Some people just want information. So you just have to figure out what type of group you're talking to and how to speak their language for them to feel comfortable, build rapport, and get them in the door. I think it's scripting because, like, even though I don't sound scripted, I know exactly where the conversation is going. So it's just asking questions. And remember, when you asking questions and it's going back and forth, well, it allows us to build more of a momentum and relationship with those people. Because when a conversation's one-sided, and we've all been there, when a conversation's one-sided, when someone's talking, is the other person just like nodding their head, but they're probably thinking about what they had last night or what they have to do today. They're in their head. They're not really there, right? So you have to blend the talking and asking questions really well, and you want to keep going back and forth because the more you go back and forth, the better it is for like just the relationship and building it, because then you'll be amped to get more of a yes. I think it's scripting because like once you get the right scripts, you'll get even more calls. And then I can also like help you with scripting once you go inside and presenting. But anyone else before we hang out? You guys are quiet. Any aha moments from there, or you guys are all good? Sounds like you're all good.
Well, my aha moment.
Yes. But anyone else before we hang up? Well, if you guys have any questions, just check me out on Moretti Real Estate on Instagram. I'll respond through there. But in the meantime, like I said, if you guys want coaching, we do provide that with me. So let me know. Let's help you make money and let's make this happen. There's so much money out there right now. So I'm more than happy to help you guys. But I hope you guys have a great day and keep crushing it.